he has so many ideas, and especially because of the uniqueness, he's firing stuff all the time. He's just an incredible resource, and he knows more about that than I will ever.
Okay, let's go.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to part 2 of my conversation with Caleb of the Zebulon TBD. So at this point, as of today, as of right now, there is no team, but stay tuned because they are going to be announcing it here pretty soon. Pretty excited about that. But let's get back to the episode. We are going to be talking about what is going to take over in 2026 for the team, right? So we got a full Australian team, full management, full players, right? What else is going to be as far as like the hiring process for that? Who's going to be calling the games, right? We're going to talk about some of the other amenities that's going to be going in the ballpark and many, many more. Of course, we talk about our famous, not so famous questions. So guys, without further ado, I'll give you the episode. When I go to ballparks, I always look around what's happening around there, right? Like, like you said, American Tobacco, you got all those, like, you got some restaurants, you got some bars, you got the Playhouse that's like not too far from there. And so you got a lot going on right there in Durham. And so having at the very least, start with a smaller version of that in that area, I think could go wonders because there's not a whole lot. It's just a park, and that's pretty much it there.
Yeah, it's a huge importance, and there's a huge housing development coming in kind of right behind us. So the goal, if we can get those to kind of touch, and then it becomes one big community there, and then as the other side starts to grow too. But yeah, you hit it right on the head. It's got to be a whole thing, especially because it's a little bit out there right now. No, I don't know how long it'll be, but you've got to have some things for people to do where, if they want to, for example, if they want to come to the stadium and have a few beverages, they can go do something after without, having to worry about trying to get home right away and things like that.
So. No, absolutely. So, all right. So we cover the team, right? It's going to be an Australian team. It's being already everything that's being managed. That's going to be managers by Australia coaches. I take it.
Yeah. So we're going to have a head coach from Australia this year.
Okay.
I believe our assistants are going to be from America.
Okay.
Just from a logistics standpoint, it made a little more sense to get a couple of local guys or gals that are from the area. So I'm working through the interview process right now. So if you're a coach listening to this and you want to coach some summer baseball, shoot me an email. We can have a conversation.
I love that. Okay, and so we covered that. All right, so we got a baseball team. We got the stadium. It's being renovated, so we got some grandstands, new bathrooms. There's going to be some things that are going to be done prior to the start, right? A new turf is going to be put on, which is obviously it lends itself for it to be a multi-use venue, which is what you want as a ballpark, right? So you want to make sure that you get revenue in order for you to go ahead and do other things that you can, later on.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's talk about these names, and let's talk about like what is going now behind the scenes as much as you can tell, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Merchandising and things like that, because that's a big endeavor. And someone who's a collector of hats, I have well over 675 hats.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and that's a small scale compared to some of my friends, right? And so merchandising is going to be one of the things that a lot of fans are going to be looking at, like jerseys and shirts and hats and all of this stuff. Like, you guys are thinking about that like already, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. So in the process right now, so we've got a name as of a few days ago. We've got a name. We're getting really close to be able to announce it. Got through the whole trademark and all those things that are really important.
Sure.
But we really felt that although we're not going to certainly have a full team store or all of our merch ready in the next couple of weeks, we felt it was really important to have some options for people. So that's actually kind of what we're working through right now is what are those first few pieces going to be. But merch is huge, I think, uniquely for us. Like I said, we got to be Zebulon's team here. The people of Zebulon, the people of Wendell and Roseville and Wake Forest and all those places, those who are coming to our games. So we do need to really care about those people. But from a merch side, yes, we want those people to buy our stuff, but there's also a whole country out there that's going to see this as their team. So we've got to make sure we've also got merchant ability to get it to Australia, or any Australian American. Like if you're living in America and you like baseball, you're from Australia, there's no reason you shouldn't want our merch. So now it's about how do we get the word out and make sure these people know it's available, and have some pieces that are, we're talking about like the Aussie flag with our logo in front of it, or all those kind of things. So we've got some things for them as well.
That's cool. Have you guys figured out the colors?
Yeah. Oh. We've got colors. I think we're voting between the final uniforms, but we're really close on uniforms as well. We should be able to announce all of that kind of all together with our mascot and logo and all those things.
I'm sure if you guys are, because you got OT Sports here. So usually those are the ones that usually do a lot of the jerseys around this area.
Yeah, they do a lot. I'm sure they'll be a
good partner for you guys.
A good partner. Yeah, we the owner of that, his son actually entered for me while I was at UNC, so I know that family. They're great, and they're a really cool resource for us to have in this area for sure. In terms of the theme nights and all of those things, they've kind of got the stranglehold on that market.
Interesting. Let me ask you this, and I'll get back to merchandise, but I thought about this. Your play-by-play, your radio people, are they going to be local? Are you going to have an Australian, play-by-play person? I can just imagine just that voice calling a game.
Yeah. So nothing's off the table right now. If our preference, of course, is to have both be Australian, and especially the PA announcer, right? Just the kind of the theme that gives in-house there. Now, of course, as you can imagine, a part-time play-by-play person and a part-time TV broadcaster for 34 games a year, it would be pretty hard to convince somebody from Australia that they should move here to work, 34 home games over the course of 10 weeks, when it's not, it's not like that's one of our full-time jobs that we're currently hiring, maybe down the line. But we've actually talked to a couple of people from the area that are from Australia about their interest in doing something. So we're really hopeful that way. And I know we've got some irons in the fire about potentially being able to air on TV in Australia sometime. So that would change, maybe we can get them to supply us some broadcasters and stuff for some games, or do it remotely, or, those kind of things as well. Yeah,
you guys are thinking about everything. This is a full-blown Australian experience.
It's certainly my personality, and I'm really fortunate that it's my bosses too, that we are not putting limits on this. Like, we want this to be bigger than any minor league sports team. We're certainly not sitting back and thinking, oh, we're a college wood-bat team and that's got its place. The Savannah Bananas were a college wood-bat team. They're now one of the biggest things in any sport, football, whatever. Now we're not trying to necessarily completely go by their footprint. It's going to be different. We're not going to touch the baseball. It's going to be traditional. My boss likes to call Australian rules baseball. Here's a little secret. There's no difference between Australian rules and American rules baseball. It's the same thing, but it's going to be, traditional, legitimate baseball. But yeah, we're putting we are certainly not putting any sort of handcuffs on ourselves. We want to make this as big as we possibly can.
That's amazing. Oh, so obviously, okay. So at the very least, let me ask you this: which hat companies are you working with right now to provide that merchandise?
Hat companies?
Yes.
So it's a great question. I actually don't know the answer yet. So we will use, I can say it this way. The league has an agreement for some on-field hats. So we will certainly use them. I don't know how much I'm allowed to comment on that yet. But, and I think we're supposed to be getting some other hats for sale, some proofs tomorrow. So you mentioned, Brian.
Yes.
He's sending me things to approve, and I'm just letting that guy run with it. Like, he has so many ideas, and especially because of the uniqueness, he's firing stuff all the time. He's just an incredible resource, and he knows more about that than I will ever. So I'm letting him just kind of champion that for us right now. Yeah.
That's a busy man right there. Okay.
He does it all. Yeah.
because he got Durham. He's working also with the Holly Springs Salamanders. He's also working and now with you, right? And at one point, the Grass Gnomes, he was working on that one as well.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it was, geez, the man he's like Superman. Plus his kids and hockey and all that. Like, I mean, this dude is doing everything.
Yeah. He was telling me about their hockey schedule the other day.
It's wild,
it's
right?
quite the schedule. Yeah, he's got to be the busiest person I know.
He does it all. So that's awesome, dude. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. Okay. We're almost here. Is there anything that I haven't asked you? Anything that you want to talk about that you want to mention? Because I'm first of all, I'm excited for the opportunity for you guys to bring some difference. Obviously, it's going to be the same traditional Australian baseball.
Yeah.
I'm going to start saying that from now on.
Yeah, we got to get a sign in the ballpark that says Aussie rules baseball on it somewhere and let people figure out that it's the same thing.
Oh, wait, it's the same. But yeah, anything you want to that we haven't mentioned or we talked about yet?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have exact details I can share this yet, but I'll hint to it a little bit. So we're getting really close to being able to announce ticket on sale here in the next few weeks. And I will say that's going to be one that people want to keep an eye out for. We are I said earlier that I hate the reasoning of, well, it's always been done this way, so we're going to do it.
Yeah.
I think there's no better evidence in our thought process than the way we're going to handle tickets. So it's going to be pretty cool, and it's very, very fan focused. We've been telling everybody here, like, what I think is going to make the biggest difference, and certainly not trying to talk down on the Mudcats, but I think where we're going to really be able to make our name is our customer service and the way we're going to treat our fan. And I hope and I truly believe that when we put out our information on tickets, it's going to be really clear that that's the goal here.
You don't have to. I will do it for you, okay? And it was very difficult for the Mudcats, and so I'll say that. It's an iconic name. Obviously they decided to go with a different name over there. But I think there was a missed opportunity in that area for baseball to really be embraced in that stadium, in that ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, they have some great people that work for them that have been super helpful
100%.
to us. And I think a big part of it is the area is really growing in the last few years.
Yeah.
Honestly, kind of since they decided to move, it's really – and I think when they chose to be out here, I'm sure they had ideas that it was going to, and they were just a little too early to the party there. And we are fortunate that we are perfectly on time.
You guys are taking full advantage of it.
Right? Yeah, so
that's amazing.
They're minor league baseball. It's different, and I know a lot of their marketing and their strategy has to do with the players. The baseball is going to be good for us, but that can't be our strategy. Our strategy has to be, how do we make this the best possible experience for the people in our community that we can.
Okay, so in a couple of weeks, you're going to be announcing, for the ticket sales and things like that. At the time of this recording, which is February 4th. When is the name going to be announced for the team?
Yeah, same timeline. I'd say tickets will likely come a couple of days ahead of time, just so we can kind of do them two separate. Because I do think kind of our ticket announcement is going to be that big and it's that kind of impactful. So we want to give them both their due attention. But we're really close. Yeah, we're, like I said, finalizing some merch. We got to make sure websites and things like that, we have all our ducks in the row so that we are ready once we have a name to essentially go full bore. So finalizing those few things and working on press conference and things like that. And that'll be here in the next couple of weeks as well.
We cannot wait to see that. That'll be awesome to be experienced, the full blown release of the name and everything. So that'll be cool to see. Again, anything else before I go into my famous, not so famous questions? I think, we've covered a lot,
you covered it, man. You're a professional. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, we tried to. All right, so my friend, are you ready for this? Now, this is going to be the tough ones here, okay? So I want you to know that, okay? All right, so what is, and then we'll start easy, okay? We'll start easy for you, okay? If this team were a movie, what title would it be?
Oh, geez, okay. Oh, that's a good one. I can't steal other movies, I guess. It's got to be trademark approved here.
Are you sure? Yeah, we got to be careful with that now.
Yeah, right. If this was a movie, what would the title be?
10 years from now, they're about to make this movie because it became one of the most successful collegiate woodbat teams and, all of that. And, they're about to release the movie.
Can I steal from a college and
Dude,
say
do whatever you want.
the greatest show on turf CPL edition? How about that?
Oh, okay. All right. I like it. Okay. Let me see here. I can't ask you that one because you have not done that. We talked about that one already. If this team if this team were a sandwich, what kind of sandwich would it be and why?
Okay. All right. I said we tried this, and it's kind of a cop out, but I actually think it fits perfect. But the chicken schnitty is what it's called. Okay.
I love the name.
Yeah, it's a great name. It's an Australian sandwich. Okay. But what it really is it's a fried chicken sandwich with lettuce and tomato on it, right? Like that is a Southern dish. So it's this idea, right? Like this is this Australian thing that's also actually kind of this thing that's perfectly for our community too.
So it fits both communities.
Right.
I like that. Okay. Hey, Cal, what's more stressful? Building a baseball team or assembling an IKEA furniture?
IKEA. Yeah. With my wife reading the instructions behind me. Yeah. That's got it for sure. Absolutely.
It's such a pain in the rear. Okay, so not this team. All right, a different team, you're building another team. If you had to rename a team after an animal, what are you calling the team?
Not this team, just any team. Okay.
Any team.
Okay, so I'll use this. This was actually kind of one of my favorites.
Okay.
It didn't get much run, so we didn't even make it a finalist. But the koalas, I think you could do a pretty
you can do a cool
mascot with a koala. Yeah.
There's an Australian rugby team.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, it was pretty nominated. It just wasn't. It had to fit within it wasn't going to take out like the Iron Horses or one of the more Zebulon names.
Gotcha.
And the kangaroo and those kind of things got more votes, so it didn't quite.
Obviously, everybody thinks of Australia as a. Yeah,
it was. Okay. It was. I think that was my favorite, though.
Okay. All right. Be honest with me. How many times have you tried to do an Australian accent?
Oh, every day, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. So I've started when Kevin and Matt, who are the guys who run Osball, they're fantastic. Like I said, they've got the baseball side, but they also just are super smart and creative individuals. They're sending me, at our time, 1, 2 a.m. Facebook messages with, "Hey, have you thought about this?" and all that stuff. So I talk with them all the time, but I try to call them mate as much as possible, just to
mess with
get into the culture. Yeah, they start giving me props. Like, it doesn't sound so awkward now when you say it. So yeah.
All right, night game or day game?
Night game, especially North Carolina. Yeah,
absolutely.
We're going to stay pretty far away from day games. Yeah, and especially with the way our stadium is set up, there's not a whole lot of shade. At our game times, because the sun will be setting, it'll be blocked by the stands. It'll actually be pretty nice, but a noon game would be pretty tough there.
It's hot as all get out.
Yeah,
and that sun is beating on it because there's no shade there.
Yeah, so we'll play at 6:30 on all days except Sunday. We'll play at 5.
I gotcha. Just to make sure that I like it. Okay. Favorite baseball movie, and you can't say Field of Dreams. Well, unless it is Field of Dreams.
So that would be a good one because that's kind of my personal favorite is Moneyball.
Okay.
However, I'll also say Sandlot has become maybe my favorite over the last few years. It is my son's favorite movie, and I would attribute it as much to anything as why he's so into baseball, and that's a cool thing that we get to share. So, we've there's still as a soon-to-be 4-year-old, there's a couple parts, namely the pool scene that we still got to skip for him, but he loves that movie. Yeah.
Walk-off win or no-hitter?
I'd say personally a no-hitter. I think I think no-hitter regardless. There is something special from a fan atmosphere about the walk-off win and the roar of the crowd and that kind of builds and stuff. But a no-hitter is just too unique. We've got a defensive ballpark too, so let's go for the no-hitter. It's a big park.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna end with 5 Really tough questions. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Or celebrity crush?
Carrie Underwood.
Oh, okay. All right. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookie dough.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, that's a good one.
If you got a boat, what would be the name of the boat?
So I do have a boat.
Oh, now we're talking. We're hanging out
Yeah,
together.
so yeah. Well, it's not North Carolina's problem. So, like I said, I'm from Maine. My in-laws have a hunting cabin on a lake, and
Okay.
it came with a boat that was there when they bought it that was sinking. So my brother-in-law and myself has started a very long plan. Is still not done to rehab this boat, and we're gonna paint it light blue and name it the SS Bud Light. So that'll be the name of the boat.
All right. Last movie you watched?
I watched Home Alone 2 with my son tonight before this interview.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. And here's a very tough question. The toughest one. Is it wrong for a vegetarian to eat an animal cracker?
Oh. Vegetarian, one. No. Vegan, yes. I think that's a fine line there. Yeah.
I like it. Caleb, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah,
You've been awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for the time. It's a great chat.
Make sure you guys that pay attention to the socials, which, by the way, what are the socials as of right now? Where can they find you guys?
Yeah, so right now they're all Zebulon baseball team.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, those will change as soon as we have the team name. So
Sure.
it'll be Zebulon team name once they're here, but they're just Zebulon baseball team for now.
Okay. So it's going to be the Zebulon baseball team for now. You guys are on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter,
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, I think Instagram and TikTok are our biggest ones, but we're on all of them at this point.
Gotcha. And then, just pay attention, guys. The ticket sales are going to be coming up soon here. The new team name is going to be released pretty soon. So, very excited for that. Merch is going to be, I'm sure it's going to be straight fire if Ryan is going to be taking care of that. So again, thank you so much for taking care of it. And then guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button on all of the socials for the Data Chronicles YouTube. Yeah, we're pretty much anywhere, right? Exactly. TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
This podcast is part of the Curved Brim Media Network. Here are some of the other members of Curved Brim Media.
Hi, this is Kelly Robinson, the Minor League Nerd. My YouTube channel explores the history of minor league baseball teams. More than just stats, we delve into team lineage, sharing stories from current franchises to obscure one-year wonders.
I'm Paul Caputo, and on the Baseball by Design podcast, I talk to minor league baseball teams, designers, and other super interesting people about what these minor league baseball logos mean, and I talk a little bit about ice cream helmets.
What's up, Bucketheads? I'm Anna DiTomaso, and each week on the Baseball Bucket List podcast, I speak with a different fan about their favorite baseball memories, what the game means to them, and what's left to check off on their baseball bucket list.
Hey everyone, it's Eric from the great state of Kansas.
This is Johnny from the New Orleans Baby Cakes Memorial Museum.
And we are the Earn Fun Average podcast,
where we talk to a variety of guests about their love of baseball and have fun doing it.
America, lower your standards.
Average is what we do best.
This is Patrick and Corey of BaseballMapper.com, and we have made an interactive map to help highlight all baseball teams from the majors down to collegiate summer leagues.
We want to bring you closer to baseball, so get on the site and find a team near you today.
Hey guys, this is Patrick Larson from the Minor League Baseball Hat History Series, and in every episode I go through the history of minor league teams through my personal collection of hats. You can find me on Twitter at @PatLarson1. I hope you guys enjoy.
Learn more about Curved Brim Media at curvedbrimmedia.com.